What's up, interwebs? It's your realtor, Jeremy. It's time for the Valley Market Update. This week, we're taking a look at Mesa and Tempe. I've kind of ignored them for a few months. My bad. Last week, I shared a survey on what the appreciation rates were going to be over the next 5 years. Keeping Current Matters is one of the sources I use for the data that I share in this show. Not too long after that post, they posted this number, which takes the data from that survey about appreciation rates and basically forecasts out if you bought a house in 2021 for $350,000, your house would be worth $434,000. So basically $93,000 change by 2026. Puts a dollar amount to that appreciation, which is pretty impressive. I did mention that I haven't done Mesa or Tempe in a while. And as I was pulling up the data on it, I was like, oh, I really haven't done it in a while, because there's some unique things happening in Tempe and Mesa. Again, it's a reminder that you want to make sure that you work with a realtor who is familiar with the area, because Tempe and Mesa are right next to Chandler and Gilbert, but their graphs look really different. First, let's take a look at Mesa. Now, I gotta eat crow a little bit again. The drum I was beating all through June was that we were seeing a little bit of a dip off in buyers and an increase of sellers. Last week in Chandler and Gilbert, there was an increase of new listings, but there was also an increase of buyers. This week in Mesa, there is a decrease of both new listings and buyers. So half wrong both places, but not by a lot. It's definitely not dramatic by any way, shape, or form. We did see a little bit of a dip. This was the graph that made me realize I hadn't looked at Mesa in a little while, because we had kind of a sharp increase once we hit April. April to May, really big jump, and then not as steep, but still a significant jump from May to June. Absorption rate did tick up a little bit. Almost all of our East Valley cities are sitting around 0.7 months, which is up, but still by no means a lot. We're still way short on inventory. The sold to list ratio, those lines are kind of converging a little bit. They're not leveling off like I saw in Chandler, but we're still under 104%. Average sale price $413,885, up from $321,732, a 28.64% change. Days on market 23, down from 47. Their year-to-date appreciation is at 21.24. That's going to be a little bit more accurate of a number. And the spread of houses, again, like we saw last week with Chandler and Gilbert, fewer houses sold in June 21 than sold in June 2020. The first month we're seeing less houses sell than a year ago. The most popular price band was the 3 to 400 at 270. Hot on the heels was 4 to 500 at 207. But one of the other things I want you to note is the number of $1 million listings. We had 18 over 1 million sell in Mesa last month. And I actually noticed this when I was flying back from vacation. We kind of came up from the Southeast Valley and flew in over Mesa. And looking at North Mesa, just looking down, there are some really big pockets of some newer houses that are being built in that central North Mesa, as well as like La Sendas and stuff like that. Large, high-end luxury homes in that North Mesa area. It just tends to be a little bit spotty. Like you can drive from one of those neighborhoods to another one and pass through an area of mobile homes and stuff like that. So it's a little different, but definitely they have some quality luxury listings in Mesa. Hey, if you appreciate the information I'm sharing in this video, you want to know when more videos get uploaded, would you just hit the subscribe button and do me a favor, like the video? I really appreciate it. And if you have thoughts about like maybe why a certain trend is happening, I'd love for you to share your thoughts in the comments below. I appreciate your support. All right, taking a look at Tempe. Tempe looks a little more like Chandler. Buyers definitely increased, new listings increased, but not quite as much. Sold price, average sale price, jumped up from March to April, then backed off in May, then re-accelerated in June. It'll be interesting to see how the next few months progress. Anytime we have one of those outlier months, it's hard to tell kind of what's happening. But if you take out that one, you just kind of draw a straight line. That's a pretty intense increase over the last few months, which again, we saw that in Mesa and Tempe were a little steeper slope than we saw in Chandler and Gilbert. Absorption rate did tick up. We're at that 0.7 that we're seeing for most of the Southeast Valley. And then sold to list ratio seems to be kind of doing some leveling and going back to kind of normal trends, with the TAN, which is the sold to list price, being greater than the sold to original list price. We'll keep an eye on that information. Average sale price from 444,077 up from 344,822 means a 28.78% change. Days on market are at 20, down from 40. Year-to-date appreciation, 20.77. Now, Tempe didn't follow the trend of the rest of these valley. They actually sold more in June of 2021 than they did in June of 2020. The most popular price band in Tempe was 4 to 500,000 at 64. Well, that's it for this week's Valley Market Update. I appreciate you guys watching the show. Again, if you haven't already, would you do me a favor and hit that subscribe button? I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week on the Valley Market Update. Bye.